This is the moment Al Jazeera went on air 20 years ago. The first Arab news channel soon became the most watched TV outlet in the Middle East and North Africa. Its non-stop coverage of conflicts and uncensored talk shows were unprecedented in a region where government control of the media is widespread. The TV channel's exclusive stories from Afghanistan, Iraq and Africa established its reputation globally.
Jazeera Arabic has stood with and has been standing with the people, making itself the voice of the voiceless.
But Al Jazeera's journey isn't an easy one. Reporters have been killed covering war zones such as Iraq and Syria. Its offices occasionally shut down in many countries. That did little to deter Al Jazeera from covering news stories as they unfolded. In 2010, Al Jazeera was one of the first news channels to cover a mass protest movement spreading across Tunisia. It all started when a street vendor set himself on fire, an act that would later spark a revolution in the Arab world. The Arab Spring has become the highlight of Al Jazeera's growing influence.
Jazeera Arabic has changed the landscape in the Middle East and North Africa, that is the Arab world in general. And then when it's expanded into a network, I believe that it is changing the landscape in the world, rebalancing the global media.
But the news channel's critical reports on the uprisings in Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Yemen and Syria angered many governments. Al Jazeera journalists were jailed in Egypt. Many other reporters left their countries after receiving death threats.
In a way, there have been negatives. There was a kind of backlash against them as well, that they were seen as partisan. And of course, many of the reactionary regimes that have come back after the Arab Spring have made sure that they have got even more control over their own media.
As Al Jazeera celebrates its 20th anniversary, the Arab world of 2016 bears little resemblance to the one that existed when Al Jazeera launched. This is where Al Jazeera aired its first news show, a moment many believe had a huge impact on the Arab world and changed the way international media cover the region. A legacy journalists here would like to maintain despite the growing influence of new platforms such as social media. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Doha.